In this video, we're going to be testing and demoing a 112-in-1 16-bit game cartridge for the SEGA Mega Drive, or the SEGA Genesis. It actually works in both consoles. It's preloaded with 112 top titles for the SEGA Mega Drive or Genesis. We're going to plug this into original hardware, have a look what's on here. So it's around 10 pounds, which is around $14, give or take. It's very cheap and it gives you access to all those games. But what it does not have is, for example, a micro SD card here where you can load in your own games. That might cost you maybe $10 extra. But for a very cheap price point, it includes some pretty cool games on here. So I'm going to demo this, I'm going to plug it into original hardware and take a look. So let's check it out together. Okay, so it's going to work in any one of these, Mega Drive 1 or Mega Drive 2. This one's hooked up. So let's get going. Okay, so I have it plugged into my laptop right now. My capture card's not so good, that's why you can see like a little glitch there, but it's readable. I hope you can sort of get the idea anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is have a look at the games list. So there's 112 games, and you can't you can't move page by page. You have to kind of go all the way down the list. So you can see what's on here. We got like classic games, Sonic, Strider, Robocop vs Terminator, all the Mega Drive classics, Genesis classics, and 112. So that's all the games on this cartridge. You can't add any more, you can't remove any. That is it. It's pretty much burned onto the chip, so there's no mini SD cards. But then again, the price point is actually really good. So there's no options, no menus, no configuration. This is it. It works on original hardware, so you shouldn't really have to change anything. Some games, the regions, now this is the interesting thing. So if we open up Contra Hardcore here, one of the hardest games on the Genesis, or Mega Drive in fact, this is how the games load. You can see here, looks like it's in Japanese. So it depends what game you load, what region it is, right? You see the game loaded quite quickly there. It wasn't too bad. I'm using a PAL system, which is 50 hertz. The American games will run at 60 hertz. So when you try and run an American ROM on a European PAL system, it's going to run slower. It's bringing it down. So when you play something like Street Fighter, for example, it runs slow because they have the NTSC ROM in there. So that can actually be pretty annoying. For example, if I run Sonic the Hedgehog, you can play the game completely fine, but it feels like an American ROM. Sonic doesn't seem as fast as he should be, at least from what I remember anyway. So in terms of gameplay, yes, you can play. It just depends which ROM is on here. I don't know if, you know, the seller changes things around. I'm really not sure, but I have noticed it's a little bit of a weird mixture between NTSC and PAL ROMs. That being said, you can play everything just fine, and the difference between like 50 and 60 hertz isn't that much. But if it's like a game, maybe like a fighting game, and you want to react quite quickly, then you could find it quite annoying. That being said, for, you know, just a little over $10, you have access to 112 Mega Drive / Genesis games. It offers complete gameplay, everything you can imagine, 1 player, 2 player, and yeah, everything in between, actually. I don't think any of these games have any save support. And what I mean by that is you can't save the game, just like the original, but I don't think there are any games in here, like Football Manager games used to have a little battery inside where you could save your progress. I don't think these games are actually on here, so it's not really anything to sort of mention. But yeah, there's no save features or anything like that. But you know, if you have a family member or you just want to play some games for the price, I think it's really good. Birthday gift, Christmas gift, or even for yourself, it works just fine, really. I tried it on the Model 1 and the Model 2. It's a bit of a tight fit when you put the cartridge in. You have to kind of get it in on one side and then angle it in. You can't push it straight down. I think the PCB they used is, you know, slightly big. But yeah, otherwise it seems okay. I don't know if this game seems sluggish, but I do remember playing Strider on the original Mega Drive, and it is a game that does lag when there's a lot of enemies on the screen. So it is hard to say. Regardless, it's pretty hard for me to identify if it's an American one running on a PAL system and it's you know, choking a bit, but honestly, like, the average person's probably not gonna tell. But if you're a pro gamer or you really care about that stuff, then you're probably not going to be buying 112 in ROM carts on AliExpress anyway. But that is it. Anyway, the Retroad. I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care, because we're going to be reviewing more cartridges soon. Take care.